Why is Linux Mint there?
Hello everybody! In this video Linux Mint is really not its own distro. Going to talk about a skyscraper in New York, the Citigroup building right there, standing tall with two pillars. It's Ubuntu with an extra repository from Linux Mint. Fall, it's going to be a nightmare. Should an individual person discovering some way to invest in the stock market, should you invest in the stock market? Should you invest in an index or a hedge fund? How did this fucking building there in New York happen? And right now, it's owned by a Boston investment firm. Where does their money come from? Investment funds. One of the name I remember is Vanguard. I would go with DEBIAN, and here's why. Because in Linux user experience, there hasn't been really a change in 10 years. It has some pre-configuration there that other distros don't have, but otherwise it's just fucking Ubuntu. And you can get from Ubuntu all the desktops that they offer on Linux Mint, configured in just the same manner. Why would you go with a Linux Mint installation? Why is it so high on the popularity, for example, on DistroWatch? Should an individual person discovering some way to invest in the stock market, should you invest in the stock market? Should you invest in an index or a hedge fund? What type of a return are you looking at with most stocks valued from 20 euros or even 5 euros per share up to the 500 euros per share? And you look at the graphs there. Maybe the packages in DEBIAN are a bit outdated, something like 2 and 1 year old. The fact is that most of these open source programs, they don't really change in their functionality. The functionality and the user experience of GNOME version 44 compared to GNOME 48, the user space in general in Linux, that just doesn't fucking change. On top of all the trading price, some middleman taking some of that money. Do you actually expect that you're gonna make money as an individual investor? I feel that that's not gonna happen. Just the next step from being an investor, like an individual investor looking at one company. Oh, look at this company, maybe I should put my monies there. Who's winning big time is those people that are this next level from that, who take the investors' money and, look, we have this real estate over here, let's put it here. What's the difference between Firefox 140 compared to 128 ESR? Well, almost fucking nothing. With computers, this operating system stuff, the user experience of actually using this stuff hasn't been changing at all. So what's the fucking point of using a fucking rolling release distro like ALOT? Nothing's fucking changing there. I believe that those fuckers are the ones that are winning pretty fucking big time. Designers of these buildings, you look at the investors of these, owners, they're all fucking Jews. Why is it that they are all Jews? Is there a conclave, conspiratorial Freemasonic? With DEBIAN, it's great that they have the repositories very well thought out. They have the main repository, they have the updates repository, and they have the security repository. From the Debian page, you can look at the CVEs and you can see what kind of security updates are available. If you have any prior experience with Linux, or you have somebody who has, Debian is a very great choice because of all this. You can deploy it even for somebody. Debian can be deployed somewhere where it's going to be used and it has to work. For me, I prefer Debian right now for just the reason that I need an operating system that just fucking works when I do my videos. I don't want anything break on me on the operating system level. Don't use, that's my final verdict. The best Linux distro right now, my own opinion, that's Debian. You can disagree on that. Go ahead and do that. That's great. We have the choice. We can choose.